There's this running joke I see a lot of on TikTok where it will be a young woman saying, of course, all my first dates are good. I'm a delight. I'm so fun and funny, so it was a good date. I don't know if I like them. And I'd like to point out that that is also what men who are bad at sex probably tell themselves about sex.
Is so funny to me, the guys that I actually believed that I was going to marry. This one guy that I was talking to in college for probably 6 months, he wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. He only wanted something to do with me when it was 2 a.m. on a Saturday night or a Friday night. There was one time we were hanging out. We only ever hung out at his house. We never went out in public. There was one night we were hanging out and we both were like, wow, I really want some Mexican food. Like, we should go to the Mexican restaurant and just get some tacos really fast. It was like Taco Tuesday or something. So the tacos were like $3. He takes me there the whole time. He's like looking over his shoulder, making sure that nobody's there that could possibly see us out in public together, because that would be the worst thing that could ever happen to him. Finish up eating our tacos. I see the waitress start to come over. I know she's going to ask us if we want the check. I look at him and I go, this is so cute. Like, you've never taken me on a date before. He, for real, looks me in the face and he said, yeah, and I'm not taking you on a date now. Split the check. And I probably so confidently went back to my friends and was like, yeah, we went on a date. He took me to get tacos. He's the love of my life. Like, he treats me so well. He treats me so good. I think I'm in love. When he couldn't even buy me a $3 taco. But, you know, that's the love of my life right there.
Why does only the lady have to wear a ring and say, I'm claimed, but the...
Hi. I used to work in the jewelry industry, and I think I have an answer to your question. Women are cheap. And I don't mean in like a frugal way. I mean just cheap. I have sold well over 250 plus engagement rings in my time in the jewelry industry. And the custom is, right, the man will come in and buy the engagement ring for the woman, but the woman is supposed to buy the wedding band for the man. It's supposed to signify, you know, like a partnership. You know, like I do for you, you do for me kind of thing. And 9 times out of 10, and I really stress 9 times out of 10, the woman would come in and buy the cheapest, and I mean the cheapest, tungsten wedding band I've ever seen. It's ugly. It doesn't fit. She doesn't know his ring size. I had a woman buy a thin blue line wedding band one time. Her fiance wasn't even a cop. I mean, I was only the salesman, so what do I know?
Men want to be the prize so bad these days. I'm at the gym and I'm waiting for the fly machine, and there are only 2 of these at my gym. There's a group of boys on one and then this other guy on another. So the boys group, the little boy band is circling through, and then the other guy is on his. The guy finishes first, and I had been standing there waiting. This was the last workout I needed to do. It's fine. I didn't mind waiting. And the singular guy gets off first, right? So he stands up and I start walking over there. And he's still standing there just looking at me. And I get up there, I take out my headphones. I'm like, hey, are you done? Like, I've been waiting for this machine. And he literally looks at me and says, oh, you've been waiting for the machine? I thought you were eyeing me. I said, yeah, I've been waiting for the machine. It was you or the boy band that was getting done first. Like, are you done? And he said, yeah, but I think that you're cute. What's your name? I said, my name is Stephanie. And he goes, oh, hi, Stephanie. It's nice to meet you. I haven't seen you here before. Where are you from? Blah, 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 blah. And then he proceeds to ask for my Instagram. My Instagram is Haley. I don't have a Stephanie Instagram. So I'm like, oh, I deleted Instagram. Sorry, I don't have my password or anything. Like, I don't use Instagram. He's like, oh, like, I love that you take a break from social media. Can I have your Facebook? No. I just want to use the machine. Please let me use the machine. And then he proceeds to start telling me we should work out together. I can train you. I looked at him. I said, I don't need to be trained. He's like, oh, yeah, well, that's good because I don't know how to train someone. Ha, ha,
ha. When I was 25, I went up to a man and said, I think we should sleep together. That's something we should probably do. And he said, okay, and we continued to do that. And then we dated. The other day, I was talking to a man that I think is kind of cute, and mid-sentence, I turned around. I left the conversation. We made eye contact too long. I then muted him on all platforms, and the next time I saw him, I ignored him the entire time. And when he did ask me a question, I left the establishment, walked out, mid-question. So if you're seeing this, know I'm in love with you.
Why does everyone make it seem like it's so bad if there are girls that are like, yeah, I want a rich man, like I want my husband to be rich. A lot of people are like, okay, well, you only want to get nice bags and nice shoes, and like, yeah, I do, but...
All right, so you asked, so I will respond. So here I go. Men are not mad at women for wanting to be with men who can provide for them. That has not been the issue. The issue is, as you said in the beginning of the video, you specifically need to be with a rich man. So this has nothing to do with providing. She tries to strawman the argument and say that the main reason for money is for the health of her children, pregnancy, you know, lack of stress in her life. You don't need a husband to make millions of dollars for you to do that. And also the obvious solution is like, why can't you just go get a job? And what about the women who don't want children and still want a rich husband? No man is mad at a woman for wanting stability, but we do say something when we can tell it is the primary qualifier for why you're picking your partners. Don't pay attention to the character, the discipline, the actual quality of the person. It is solely based on his income. Preference is fine, entitlement is not, and your boyfriend or husband doesn't need to be a multimillionaire to provide for you. There's a difference between wanting security and then outsourcing your whole entire life because you're too lazy to do it yourself. The thing that girls like this will do is they're repackaging traditional masculinity and femininity and traditional gender roles, and you can't order a traditional man off the menu without inherently agreeing to a full traditional contract on both sides. I like how she frames in her video that if you're with a rich man, you don't have stress, but there's still stress, but guess who it's on? Not you. Money doesn't remove stress, it's just going to decide who's the one carrying it, and because your husband, the rich one, probably has a lot of financial things that he's dealing with, you don't have stress. She constantly names how this is going to be helping her kids, and in my opinion, it is just her reframing her obviously selfish argument to make it seem like it's about somebody else so she doesn't seem selfish. Argue most kids don't grow up thinking of how rich their dad is, they just remember if he was actually there and played a good part in their life. She does this thing in the video where she's like, listen, I'm not even being judgmental. Like, I don't judge girls who want to work. A lot of women will do this thing where you call them out for clearly exhibiting behavior that's showing what they actually value, that somehow you're projecting insecurity, and it's just you being like not a man. You're failing to realize that if preferences are valid, then they're valid for both genders, not just the one that gets to receive the benefits. Because you are allowed to want a man who wants money, and men are allowed to want to be with a partner that seems like they actually like them for them. Quality means that nobody gets shamed for their standards, especially when one is carrying the whole entire burden of the relationship. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
What kind of dates do you take women on? Like, if I'm going on a date with you, where would
Target runs, Vons. On a real date, I would put my hand around your neck and be like, is this okay?
Yes.
Do you think that we would be compatible?
No.
You know already.
Yes, I already know. Like, I would drive you absolutely nuts.
Do you think we'd have good sexual chemistry?
No.
You. We would definitely have a good time.
I think we'd go on a date or two, and then you would ghost me, and then I would probably send you some long text and delete it and just
Would
send
you
you like
split
a
the
line.
dinner?
Are you okay? You were just
I think you're a liar.
whole like toxic bomb.
I think you're a lot. I think you would sleep with me.
No, I would not sleep with you.
I'll bet you would.
100% I would not sleep with you.
Okay, how do you know?
1,000%. In my
You don't-
20s? Maybe.
Okay, you think there's 0%
There's
chance?
0% chance I would sleep with you, Michael.
Can
What
you
I just
picture me
said.
naked right now?
Absolutely
Do
not.
it with your eyes.
No.
Just pretend.
How old are you? 30 something?
41.
Are you 41?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were younger than that.
Oh, look at how you just backed down a little bit. Now look who's daddy.
I'm sick of these niggas, y'all. The whole lineup got piercings. He got nose ring. The hoop. Earring. 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 Put the dangly. Look at that. Earring. Can we be the bitches, please? Please. I'm tired of you niggas.
2:30 a.m. and I just finished a first date. And you would think 2:30 a.m. must have been a great date. I'm walking myself home. I shaved every single crevice of my body. It's been 20 days since I was last cracked. And I didn't even get a
Last cracked? What the F does that mean, you stupid slut?
goodnight kiss. Mind you, we were 5 minutes from my apartment and he wouldn't even walk me home.
Oh my gosh, the horror. Well, he probably didn't want to walk you home because you are such an insufferable bitch. Yeah, I wouldn't want to walk you home either. Good luck, bitch.
Let's find out why you popped this gentleman's balloon.
Your name.
My name?
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
Bruh.
I don't want to do another Brandon.
No.
So she is definitely your type.
Hell yeah.
Is he your type besides his name?
Not really.
Why not?
The hair.
Damn.
Okay.
So there's no way. This man literally just said, he was like, yeah, I'll go out tonight. Like, sure. but I'm not drinking, so I'll just sit there and watch you dance with all these other guys. I said, no, you'll dance with me. And he was like, well, all these dudes be wanting you. And I'm like, right, but you're the one fucking me. Assert your dominance, question mark? And he was like, I asserted my dominance last night when you were screaming. And you'll do it again tonight, babe.
Question. I want to know, why is it okay for men to say, I don't want a relationship, I just want a friend with benefits? But then when I say, I don't want a relationship, I just want a trick or a sugar daddy, it's a problem. Make it make sense.
Men 45 to 60, they are not going to settle down. If you find one that's going to settle down, he's a needle in a haystack. Lucky you. God bless you, and all of the good things, all of the things, okay? Because that age group of men have been are pretty much stuck in their ways. They are content, and there's a lot of men on here that follow me, so y'all can chime in and let me know if I'm right about this or not. But a lot of you guys are content where you are. You've figured life out. You know, you know how to cook for yourself. You're cleaning for yourself. You know, you're playing with yourself. All of the things, and you are content. You are at peace with your life, and you do not want to take a chance on a woman coming in and you having to sacrifice that peace. Right? That's one thing. The second thing is that you deal with multiple women, and a lot of these women that you deal with have come to be dependent on you, whether it be, mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever, how it physically, whatever it is that she uses you for. You know that you would have to give that up, and you would not be of service to her if you decided to settle down with one woman. And it will upset 5 women or 20 women, however many you dealing with, versus you making that one woman happy, even though you know that she could make you happy and you will be perfectly fine with just her. And I'm not saying you all are doing it because you are just so sympathetic and you are just so passionate about helping these women. It's because you find peace in that. You find joy in that. And it may be some part of you, like, you done made certain commitments to these people and you don't want to let them down. Um, but yeah, I don't think y'all have any intentions on settling down with anybody until you're on your deathbed. Until the upper room, is on the way. You know what I'm saying? That good place in the sky is getting prepared for you is closer than, it has ever been. So if y'all could just be honest about that, certain women still gonna deal with you. And I do salute a lot of you guys, because a lot of y'all are being honest these days. Whereas to before, back in the day, y'all wasn't being honest at all. But give certain women the opportunity to be a part of that BS or not. We aren't getting any younger. So don't gaslight me and have me sitting around here thinking you are, wanting to settle down, and we're working towards, you settling down, and then you keep making excuses as to why we haven't done that yet. You know, this is wrong and that's wrong. But for the most part, you're happy until the conversation comes up about us making things official. That's because you don't want to make things official. You want that woman that you're dealing with, that you actually are into, to be okay with your lifestyle and allow and just be a part of the group of women that you're dealing with. And it's possible for her to do that because you done made her fall in love with you now. Right? So tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me. Tell me. And I will say this, I love y'all. But I hope, if you are a man like that, when it is time for you to decide, when you do decide, oh, I'm ready to settle down, and I don't want to die alone and all of this, I want you to check into the nursing home. I want you to be, I want you to take your little ass to the nursing home and settle in there. Okay. I hope that you don't find no woman that want to be a part of, that part of your life. That's what I hope for you. I'm sorry. I'm really not sorry though. Tell me what y'all think.
And one guy here in the comments is saying, I wouldn't say we figured out everything in life, just that we want peace. And you're really going to find that on every level of man. You're gonna find that on every level of man. A lot of modern women, they don't want to hear that. They don't care to hear that, but that's what you're going to run into. Men that don't want problems in their life, when modern women try to give them these types of problems.
Some of the comments you made and the word female, I don't like that word either. And you said something about you would approach one of the ladies, but you wouldn't date them.
Well, female, I mean, whether there's male and female, so you use the word male, or I'm just confused on that part.
I only use the word man or woman when it comes to human beings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with female?
It's dehumanizing in a way.
How?
And you said you're into like understanding how the world works
Yeah.
and the environment around you.
Yeah.
So maybe studying a little bit why women feel like that is offensive would help.
Well, honestly, that's not how I see life. I see life, somebody else's perception shouldn't affect you, unless to let it affect you. You know what I mean? Somebody could call you a female, right? It would only affect you if you let it affect you. You know what I mean? So somebody else's words shouldn't really get into you unless you let it to. So I don't think so is my, problem. I think it's just like an individual person's problem.
That's interesting.
So certain parts of my life has this enlightened me,
Can I say something about the enlightenment? If that's
for sure.
So we should be careful about giving ourselves titles. We should let other people do that for us in certain areas of life.
For sure.
I don't want to say I'm great, I'm a queen, I'm this.
Y'all say that gender, woman and man, is a social construct, but you get offended when you're referred to as a female. Something that you actually are. The fake outrage surrounding women not liking being called female just tells me everything. And let's be clear, because this argument makes absolutely no sense to me. Female is a biological sex category. It describes the body. Humans are mammals. Mammals have male and female. Nothing dehumanizing about it. It's simple biology. Humans created the social construct of woman and man. We literally live in 2026 where anybody can identify with whatever in the fuck they want to identify as. So if a man decides to wake up and identify as a woman, he can. If a woman decides to wake up and identify as a man, she can. Because it's a social construct. However, does it make that woman any less of a female? No, it doesn't matter if she identifies as a man. She's still a fucking female. Being offended because you're referred to as something you biologically are is just simply fake fucking outrage. Oh, they're just boiling us down to our reproductive system. The biological purpose of a man is to seed baby. The biological purpose of a woman is to incubate them. Biological purpose of humans is to reproduce. We as humans decide to add meaning to everything else outside of that. The issue is that women want to be so equal to men. We want to be so empowered and so liberating that we're completely erasing our femininity. We're completely erasing our purpose. The most magical thing about a woman is our ability to birth. And this is spiritually and naturally, regardless of whether your reproductive system works or not. Calling someone a female recenters the body. It reminds people that sex is real, gender is fake. It limits identity-based fantasy. You cannot say gender is a social construct and biological language is offensive. It's okay for a man to want to be a woman and identify as a woman. But it's not okay for a man to refer to a woman as a female because that's what she is. No, I'm just confused as to why are we upset? Like, what's the issue?
So you did the right thing and you said the right thing. She's trying to make her problem your problem. You didn't do anything wrong. Now I can see if you walked in there and called her the B word and said, hey, relax. But he used a term that's, and I understand where you're coming from, but maybe where you come from, they use female to be derogatory. Maybe that's where you come from. But where he's from, you just say, oh, I mean, if I were talking to a female, if I were talking to a woman, if I were talking to a girl, a lot of women would get upset. Well, I ain't no girl. I'm a full-grown woman. Well, you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying it in any, that's what I'm saying. Modern women want you to read the room, but then they can't read the room. They can't read context. And I go back to that clip where the man said, you know, women, a lot of these ladies out here, they're not as mature emotionally as or mentally as they claim to be. And this is an example of that.
I feel like body count don't matter.
Okay.
And if it does matter, you insecure. Because why you
Okay.
want to know why you want to know that? Why do you want to know that? And why does that matter to the now? Like, I can understand you don't want it to be too high, I
Yeah.
guess, but that's out of your control.
Okay.
It shouldn't matter. It's about the
I'm gonna say if you got two cars in front of you, you got two Hellcats, both of them the exact same goddamn car, same year, same color, same model, everything. But you ask for the Carfax on both of them, and you see one been in way more wrecks and shit, damn near been totaled, and the other one just had a fender bender. Both of them refurbished now.
Okay.
Which one would you feel more comfortable spending your hard-earned money on?
Of course, the one that ain't been in all them wrecks.
Okay. So if I do that about my car just because I don't want to waste my money, don't you think it's justified in me doing even more about the woman I plan on spending my life with? If I'm doing all this about a car, I'm asking for Carfax and all this shit about some material shit that's going to give out on me in 5-6 years anyway. Don't you think I should do even more questioning and Carfax about my woman?
It's got to be. It's got to be. I'm trying to think. You got to be really refurbished. Most people are going to buy new, okay? But then there are some people that are like, oh yeah, I know how to fix it. I know how to break it. I know how to make it brand new, right? But there's not going to be a lot of people, like say for instance, you have a computer, you have a PC. Most people are just going to put it to the side and say, well, I don't know how to fix this. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to get something that already works. Like it doesn't have all of the viruses and all that stuff. I'm just going to get something that already works, right? That's what I want to spend my money on. Something that has been brand new and it already works. And then I'm also okay with something that has been gently used. You know, I want to say the Salvation Army or some of these other places, they say we want something that's gently used, because you don't want to hand something to somebody that's been torn and tattered and bruised and beat up. Nobody wants to wear that. Not even homeless people, not even less fortunate people. You don't want to give that type of stuff to them. What does that say about what you think of them if you were to give them that type of clothing? And that's what men are saying. If you give yourself to me, having done all of these things, what does that say about how you think about me? You go here and there and you do all of these things with all these other people. What does that say about how you feel about me? I don't want somebody that just gives me something that they haven't taken care of. You haven't taken care of your body. You haven't taken care of your mental, your physical, your emotional. I don't want that. You see how it's going beyond just simple discipline, simple keeping your legs closed. Like you say, I don't want no broke man. I don't want no man that it goes beyond spending money, right? I don't want no broke man that you know, he goes out there spending all his money on alcohol and girls and drugs and all this other nonsense. When that should have been put back or put aside or portioned or budgeted to take care of me. I don't want that. You know, and now there's some people out there that say, now, I mean, that don't matter to me. He can do that because I have enough money, but he's got to have the mindset, right? I got to make sure his mind is right. So you do have a few men out there, I would say, that say, you know, I know how to handle that. I know how to fix that. But it's going to be a few of the men. And that's what a lot of modern women, instead of changing their ways, understand even that man will take you if you don't have the bodies. So if you have the bodies, he says, yeah, I can handle that. But if you don't have the bodies, then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's even better, right? I know how to handle both situations. Modern women are going to opposites. They're going on the extremes of it. I want a man that takes me as I am. right? Don't change me, don't do anything, accept me and all the bodies that I have. But then also, you want a man that's rich, high value, has a whole lot of money, is disciplined in every area, but you haven't been disciplined. How does that make any sense? Just think about it for a little bit.
I do also think that sometimes when black men only date white women, they were nerds or they have that LinkedIn voice. And I can see why that's unattractive. It's unattractive to me.
What's the LinkedIn voice, if you don't mind me asking?
You know,
That
when you're doing that code switching stuff. I don't like that. I don't want
Just
you
be
to sound like
yourself.
you're at a job interview.
no.
I don't want you having all of these unnatural vocal inflections. Just like be yourself. And if that's you, okay, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's fake or real.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Somebody in the comments said, so because of good grammar, that's a turn off? Somebody else says, I could see why they switch sides now. They get judged and talked about for everything. Another guy says, sometimes the nerds did not get any, basically anything from black women, and they went where they were welcomed. That's pretty much it, man. And honestly and truly, it really does a lot of times just happen to be where they end up. They might have been walking around and got to know a white woman. Might have been walking around, got to know a Hispanic woman, an Asian woman. Oh man, you simping for her. You all the way in her culture. Yes, I am, because she all the way in mine. When she come to the barbecue, she might not be able to dance, but she's out there trying. And she not doing no ratchet dance either. I'm not talking about no ratchet dance. I'm talking about you getting in, you trying to learn my culture, trying to learn my family, trying to learn my people. You might not like everything that you eat. I'm thinking of a woman right now, married to one of my boys, white girl. She a firecracker. I'm tell you right now, she got a little attitude on her. So, yeah, she's dangerous. But I'm just saying. To this day, I think they've been married like probably 10 years now. If I'm maybe 9 years, maybe not 10 years now. She still can't dance. She's still crazy. She's still crazy. She's crazy. But she's crazy about him though. She crazy about her family. She crazy. She 110% she behind that man. Isn't that what men are asking you to do? Be crazy about me. Be obsessed with me like you want me to be obsessed about you. Protect me like you want me to protect you. Does that mean that they haven't gone through things? That they haven't needed assistance working through problems and getting on the same page? No. It just means that they prefer each other. They rock with each other. They ride for each other. And over the years, you kind of see them grow closer and closer together, and they mesh. They become one. They look like they're one person, and it becomes a beautiful thing. But if you're always talking to men and trashing men and dogging men out, why would you think that they would want to be a part or pick you?
One thing men don't understand about female attraction, the female gaze, is that we don't think like y'all. And that is something that the Looksmaxer guys will never understand. See, a guy can see a girl and think, she's a 5. She's an 8. Oh, she's a 10. But they can assess that based on simply how she looks, what she's wearing. They can see a picture of her. And when they see her in person, if she looks the same, they're going to think the same. And how they view her is likely going to stay relatively the same because they're attracted to her. Like, her personality doesn't have to change drastically to make her more attractive. And I feel like, honestly, and this is just me guessing, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like there's less capacity for a woman to become more attractive based on her personality. Like, I don't think it's that often that a woman could go from like a 4 to an 8 to a man. 4 based on just looks, and then once he like uncovers her personality, now she's an 8. Now with women, that happens all the time. That is literally why you always see women saying, wait, why is he kinda... Because women are attracted Just like men, I like the face value. You see a picture, oh, he's cute, oh, he's not that cute. But the margin that a man can move up based on his personality or attitude is so much greater for women. A man can go from like a woman thinking, I don't know, he's kind of weird looking, like, I don't know, he's not my type, he's kind of ugly, but then you see him in a different light. You see him do something, portray some type of other attitude, and suddenly it's, I could actually, I could get with that. And like, if men understood like the amount of women that suddenly found a male actor or something, or athlete or public figure way more attractive just because they saw an edit of him with like certain type of music, and like, I don't know, maybe it's a scene of him like doing fucking bad or something like that, or like wisping his like hand behind like a girl's head or something like that, or like throwing a chair, something like that. Like, it's those small things that can suddenly make women find a guy like way more attractive. That's why you will find edits of literally the craziest looking men ever, likely because of stuff like that. It's one, seeing them under a different light and being like, oh wait, that energy made him like a dork, like looking weird, to like, wait, okay, his energy, it's all about that.
You are guessing. You're literally guessing. You're literally guessing. If you would have said men really, really love a woman that is, she's beautiful. They really, really love that. But then they also care about like personality too. Then you would have been on the right track. But to say, well, if she's hot, then she can do no wrong. No. Once again, we go back to the cliche saying, she's beautiful, but somewhere a man is sick of her nonsense.
I've heard this argument from two different sides, in which I completely see the pros and cons of each side. Some women want a man, right, who makes enough money that he doesn't need to do any heavy lifting. He can just hire someone to do it. That's completely valid. Some women want a man who can do the heavy lifting, does the mechanical work, carpentry, whatever. I'm on that side. I just took my car, which very much so needed to get the power steering done, $1,400, smooth. Not like I got $1,400 like that, but obviously you need to steer, so I'm not tripping. Go to turn on my heat, because I live in Montana, 20 degrees outside, cold. Go to turn on my heat, he doesn't work. Take it into my guy. My guy's smooth. He's chill. Doesn't charge me a lot, does the work pretty good. He goes $500. For those of you who are like, no, $500 isn't a lot. Keep your opinions to yourself. Guess what? This is my problem, not yours. My money, not yours. And unless you're paying to fix it, the door. Anyways, I'm like, $500, break that down to me. Why is it $500? Two something for the part, labor, and then your fuses, gauge is gone, whatever. I go on my phone, type in my make and model, my car, the part that I need. Show them, is this what we were looking for? Yeah. Cool. $80, $90, $95, $77. What are we talking about? $200 for the part. Oh, well, bae, you're fixing a blow motor this weekend. Because what are we talking about? That's the privilege that I want. That's the privilege that I need and I deserve. Thank you very much. But sounds like, your brakes need to be done. I guess I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. Cool, smooth. Stop it. I want steak. I've been craving steak, baby. I come home, he on a grill. That's the kind of life I see myself living. That is the kind of life that I'm manifesting and I'm praying for. Because what are we talking about? What are we talking about? No, thank you. Y'all keep that to yourself. And for those of you that should know, what do you bring to the table? Well, what do you offer? I can cook, I can clean. I took a 3-day masseuse class. I'd be willing to take more. I'm artsy, I'm crafty. I can pretty much get anything done. You like a certain paint, now I'll figure it out. Don't even worry about it. You talking about you got pains and joints. Listen, I'm gonna study those pains and joints and I'm gonna figure out what we can do to solve it, baby. Dr. Chanel over here. medicinal Chanel over here. Okay? Not only am I gonna bury your kids, baby, they're gonna be NBA stars. What are we talking about? You need somebody to help you hoop. I'll learn how to hoop. Listen, I hate golf. I learn golf. Like, what are we talking about for real? What do you do, Chanel? The lengths that I'm willing to go through and for. And all I'm asking for is a little mechanical. When I want a table, I get a table. When I want shelving, when I want stained cabinets, I get stained cabinets. Why is that too much to ask for?
Well, you got brothers in the comments saying that's a deal. They'll take that. I think she said she was in Montana or something like that. They said that's a deal. So, hey, if you're willing to reciprocate, do for me, I do for you. Most men are going to take that deal. That's what men keep saying.
So say, for example, you went out to eat with your guy, right? But you invited your friend without your guy knowing. Now, when the bill comes out, do you expect your guy to pay for her too?
Yup.
What you think?
I'm gonna go with no on this one. Sorry.
Why not?
If I invited her and didn't ask him about it, he would probably be like,
So are you paying for my food?
Yeah, that's fine.
okay. As long as I get free food.
See, you trying to switch it up. You and your boyfriend was finna go out to eat. Okay. You invited her. Okay. So your boyfriend was gonna pay for you regardless.
Then he gonna pay for her regardless.
Even though you didn't tell him?
Yup.
To be fair, we do get kids meals, so.
If you broke, just say that.
So you expect your guy to pay for her even though you didn't tell him she was coming?
My man would, cause he's a good man. A good man would.
I'm not saying my boyfriend's not a good man. He probably would pay for her, but I wouldn't expect it out of him.
Am I tripping? So my shorty, right? She's on the phone playing on her Galentine's with girls. I'm like, baby, do your thing, have fun, like catch up with your friends. And of course she's on the phone. Her single friend decides to talk.
It's always the single friend,
Yeah, her single friend came out with the greatest idea. She's like, let's wear lingerie. I'm like, okay, I personally don't get that, but if that's what girls do, have fun. Lingerie, coochie boards, and wine. Have your fun. But she's like, let's wear lingerie and go out to the club. What club?
The strip club?
What? And I'm not the type of guy to hold his emotions. And once I feel something strongly, I express that. I was like, the fuck? She's not doing that. Said that out loud. My girl looked at me. She's like, I agree with you. What? And then of course the single friend's like, oh.
He must be insecure or something.
Who created these? What?
Can someone explain to me why women need game? Where did this idea come from that women need game? Because I see that a lot. Men will be like, oh, women have no game. Why do we need that? And what does it look like when we have it? I'm curious.
Is that your boyfriend that you're with?
I'm a woman.
What's that?
I'm a woman.
Yeah, the dude you're with. Is that?
That's my husband.
Oh, okay, cool. You're great at answering questions. I knew you were. I don't see gender, Seattle, but did you think I didn't think you were a woman?
Yeah.
Oh no, I knew you were a woman. Okay, good, cool. Wow, thank you for trying to fucking derail my career. All right, well. I'm like, I like your vest. She's like, I'm a woman. I'm like, all right. No one didn't think you were a woman until you said that. Now everyone's suspicious. All right. It was such an odd reaction. You were so confrontational. You didn't meet on the internet? Okay. Have we already talked about where did you guys meet?
We didn't talk about that.
Okay. Wow. What, you really are a woman. What, Jesus Christ. Did you go to college? Yes, sir. Oh, that's great. What do you study?
Physiology.
Physiology. Oh, God, you must be smart. Is that like physiotherapy?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow. I like when someone claims to not be smart, but then clearly smarter than me. All right. What's physiology then? How would you describe it?
Like a doctor.
Like a doctor. Okay, cool. Maybe we should have said doctor. Do you think maybe? A table of nurses. Oh, cool. Okay. Wow, that's how a lot of my favorite movies begin. Yeah. Pornhub. Did you know what a physiologist was, the nurses? Oh, it isn't. Wow.
What's the youngest you guys think you should date age? What's at your age now, what's the youngest you would ever date?
35? Generally speaking, I think 18. Why not?
Yeah.
You're joking.
You said the youngest legal. She's legally.
You're joking.
She's legally of age.
Was that for everybody?
18.
How old are you?
I said generally speaking, any age.
He's 40. So
I ain't 40.
He would date
He's not 40.
I ain't 40. But at the end of the day, an 18-year-old is legal.
An 18
How is what's wrong with that?
did we not see how the Shannon Sharp situation played out?
I mean, me
Well,
particularly.
he was messing with a slur.
She was 19.
that had ulterior motives.
Because it's legal doesn't
Meek
mean you
is
should
right.
do
You need
it.
to just like digest that.
Okay, so then what's wrong with it? If you shouldn't date if a man is 30 years old, why shouldn't he date a woman that's 18? Explain. Who want to go
I'm
first?
talking from experience. When I was 18, I mean, I was a pharmacy tech. I started talking to the pharmacist who was 30 years old. And looking back, that was super inappropriate. Like, I think that was an overstep on both of our accounts, but more so on his part because I was fresh out of high school. Like, this was a job that I was,
So essentially, you're saying that he took advantage because you were younger?
I'm not saying he took advantage, but I'm saying the maturity level that I was at and the maturity level that he was at are so vast that there's nothing that we should have.
So you think that the maturity level has to be equal between men and...
necessarily all that equal, but closer.
But wouldn't you say that there's 30-year-old men that's immature? So if a 30-year-old man is immature, does this
make it okay?
Make him?
Right,
is he qualified to date
No,
a
it's not.
18-year-old?
It's just not. It's not just that. But as far as them being legal and then actually knowing, like they have to experience life a little bit. I feel like, I mean, and that you're right in that aspect.
Oh, well, I could use the same
people
argument.
Are very grown for an 18-year-old and stuff like that, and I get that. But still, I don't.
So here's the thing. You're really not saying anything that's wrong then, because if it's the case, if you're bringing up maturity and experience, well, maturity, a 30-year-old man, he can be immature. And if his maturity level can match up with the 18-year-old, but you said that, you still wouldn't accept that man that's 30 dating the 18-year-old. So that excludes maturity. Maturity doesn't make it a qualifier.
Right.
And even if you're speaking about experience, well, it can be a 30-year-old man that doesn't have a lot of life experience, right? He's just kind of had a coddled life, but he's dating this 18-year-old. But you would still say, well, no, you still wouldn't want that 30-year-old man.
I started doing this when I was this age, and looking back, you shouldn't do that. So y'all continue to do it. Y'all are going to continue to do it and then look back and say, don't do it. Modern women keep on getting themselves in the positions where they do it. They go out, they have fun, and then they turn around and say, oh, well, I really regret that part of my life. I wouldn't have done it had I known. Had you known, you did know. You hear a lot of modern women out here telling you, hey, I wouldn't do this, or maybe you shouldn't do this. And they do it anyway because that's what they want to do. And then they get older and then they want to judge men for the stuff that they used to do. For the stuff that they knew to do and knew not to do, but they did it anyway because they wanted something. And then they try to make it seem as if they were different. You're not. You were doing the same thing that every other woman your age was doing. And then now you went, oh, well, that's gross. I'm better now. And this is why men don't date you guys. Because you take the same mindset and attitude to all facets of your life after you've been ran through.
Word of advice for you girls. If you have a chance to fuck some guy while you're married, go fuck him. You know what? Beat your fucking husband to the punch. Go fuck that man.
I'm gonna get hate for this, but I feel like if you're gonna call somebody out for talking to you when you were underage, you can't leave out the part where you lied about your age. That's like a really important detail.
PSA to all guys. I don't know what it is with the new generation of men. Go up to the girl and say hi, say something, say anything. If she's mean, if she says something, okay, not for you, bye, move on. But stop being scared to go up to girls. So we went to this event today. They give us wristbands to indicate if you're single or taken. So it's obvious. You don't have to even worry about like, okay, are they taken or not? But I come to find out that like this guy told like one of my friends saying, oh, she's like cute. Like, what about her? Like, why didn't you come up to me? And this happens all the time. I just don't understand. Like, if you are interested in someone, like, just go and talk and have a conversation. Maybe you could even get a friendship out of it. But why be scared? Why be afraid? Don't be scared. Just go, socialize, talk to people. Say, hey, how are you? What do you like to do for fun? Anything. Just be nice, be kind. And people will match that energy. Give the energy you want to receive. It will happen. Just do it.
What do you say about the chat saying that you can't pull a black woman? I would say, why would I? Why would I? You could have them, bro.
Why wouldn't you?
They could have them, man. I'm not competing for LaQuisha. You guys can have her, man.
Well, every black woman ain't LaQuisha. What you mean?
Look, I say that's look, I'm fucking around. But the when they say dumb shit like that, or you can't pull a black woman, like that's just like cope a lot of the times because they're saying what that really. Let me decode the stupidity for you. When people say dumb shit like that, translation, you're not willing to tolerate the bad behavior that naturally comes with a lot of black women. Because let's be honest, let's deal with the stereotypes here, right? I'm an open racist towards everybody. Let's deal with the black stereotypes. Black women are fat, loud, crass, annoying, have attitudes, and they don't respect male authority. There's a bunch of reasons for this, but I'll go over simply. The average black woman weighs 187 pounds. A lot of them are grow up in a single mother household where they're told every single day, niggas ain't shit. There is no patriarch in the family a lot of the times. This is just what goes on. Then when you listen to the rap music, what are they saying? Fuck niggas, get money, blah, blah, blah. It's just shitting on black men all day. And then the black men that are in their life a lot of the times, not every single time, but a lot of the times, they're criminals, they're fathers that weren't there, they're crooks, and it's just like a never-ending cycle where there's no real patriarch in the household. And then on top of that, you know, we since women, a lot of black women grow up without men in the house, then they're becoming extremely masculine. Now, this is fantastic when it comes to survival, getting a job, making your way through life, but this is terrible when it comes to attracting masculine men. Masculine men don't want masculine women in return. That would make you probably more than likely gay if you're attracted to yourself, right? And I always use the analogy because
That's your lane, Molly.
Because here's the thing with black women, right? They'll sit there and they'll say, "Oh, you can't handle me." And I'll say, why the fuck should I? Because let me tell you this. If you went up to a black woman and you said, hey, look, I like to wear heels on Saturdays, she'll be like, ew, what the fuck? She'd curve you. Rightfully so. That's weird. But why is it that we're supposed to accept masculine black women when they would never accept feminine black men? They never would. So why the hell should I accept a woman that behaves like a man when she would never accept me for behaving like a woman? And this is the insane double standard where they'll sit there and say, you need to expect me the way that I accept me the way that I come. But women never accept us the way that we come. We have to self-improve. Why don't they have to self-improve? So when they say dumb shit like that, saying, oh, you can't handle a black woman, or why don't you date them? What that really means is, why are you not dealing with the stereotypical, loud, obnoxious, crass, rude black woman? And I'm saying no, because I don't want to date myself. So if I've dated black women before that are polite, feminine, not fat, respectful, speak proper English, you know, they say ask instead of acts, like all these things. And that's what I like. So if I'm going to be around that, great. I don't really care about skin color like that. I have a preference. It just so happens that a lot of the times black women don't adhere to these preferences because they're indoctrinated to have this mindset of, let me challenge a man. Let me be rambunctious. Let me go ahead and chase a career and basically be the man that I want to get. And I'm not with that.
He's definitely going off right now. And I would say, if the point that I would bring out is, you'd like to talk about men. They're this, they're that. And they can't do this, they can't do that. And there's a whole list of things that a man needs to do in order to improve himself. But then when a man says, okay, well, let's look at you for a minute. I'm not the only one in this situation that needs to improve, right? I can do that. I can do all of the stuff that you're asking me to, or I can work on it. Now let's talk about some things that you need to work on so we can grow together. Then all of a sudden it's a problem.